really love a lot of the kind of like tap type stuff. It almost sounds like video game-esque that you do. That's totally signature to your band. Do you have a lot of video game influence? I mean, I think I heard some Easter eggs in some of the earlier tracks too.
Yeah, there are Easter eggs. They're not always intentional. They just kind of like come out when I'm writing and I'm like, oh, should I do that? That could go there. Yeah, I always tell everybody I was just like a big NES nerd when I was really young. And you know how all the NES, like the 8-bit music is.
Yeah.
I guess that could contribute to it. Like I fucking loved NES. Like I never really moved on from it. I still have some, and once in a while I'll plug them in just to fuck around. But yeah, that could be it. I mean, I don't know where that really started, but I think I was more of a rhythm guitar player for a long time. I think I still am, but when we got signed, when we were doing that Creature album, it was like, oh, I can use the rest of the guitar, and like I can do like I need some like shreddy like lead shit, but because I could never like sweep pick, and I wasn't like a schooled like shredder per se. I was doing it like in a percussive way just to get lead shit in there because that was the only way I could play it. So it's kind of a little bit of how that sound came about, I think, and then yeah, like you said, that really stuck out to a lot of people. So I was like, oh, I got something here. I gotta, and it's super fun making parts like that.
Yeah, it's so distinct. Let me ask you this: when you guys play live, because like on the new album, there's a lot of parts where you're kind of doing that dancing over the top of the rhythm. Do you guys? Does the bass play? That's the bass player playing the rhythm right there, right? Live in a live situation, how do you guys do that?
Yeah, there's definitely too many guitars on the album, but like, I mean, it's no different than if you hear like um a Metallica album, for example, when there's a solo section, sometimes there's harmonies and you still have rhythms left and rhythms right. You have more guitars than there are guitar players. So I might have taken that a little bit further, but yeah, our live setup has changed a lot because we were two guitar players for a while. It was just me, and I was doing like I had like a board, like a sample board where I could record the rhythm. And then as I get to the lead part, I hit the loop, and then the rhythm guitar played under it. Like I did shit like that. Well, but it was like too much dancing around on stage. So now I just, for a lot of that, like if for the samples and the song intros, those are just tracks, obviously, because we play to a click and we have to stop. And a lot of times when I play a solo, for example, it'll actually be the other harmony that I recorded that will play through front of house as I play to it.
Okay.
And obviously bass in there with some serious distortion on some of the parts where I'm playing just the leads, but it's a lot of shit, but it's like we try to do it as much as we can without completely depending on tracks, and we still want to play, but we also like being a 4-piece and not having two guitar players, because that was a lot of ego there and a lot of more shit to worry about. So
sure,
kind of all over the place when we do it live, but we try to present the music so that it sounds like the album, but still actually play too. So
yeah, there were parts on the new album where it almost like it would have, to me, it would have sounded great live if there were no other guitar tracks and it was just you playing the lead and maybe the bass player playing the distorted rhythm, almost like kind of what Pantera would do live.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe that's where a producer would come in, other than myself, because like I'm just have my go-to way of like there has to be rhythms, they have to be doubled, there has to be this and that. But
you're a guitar player.
Yeah.
It's like I'm big on that too, man. Like if I record, it's like you want your guitars to sound huge.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely been a big part of our music, the guitar stuff. I mean, in the last few albums, I focused a bit more on making songs so that like writing to have vocals, because I used to just write a million riffs that fit together, and then it'd be like, oh shit, we got to put vocals over it. But it's been guitar prominent, I feel like, until lately.
So there's like 3 instrumentals on the new record. Is that maybe the reason, some of the reason behind that?
Yeah, I mean, the reason there's 3, I'm not sure. I just was in the process of writing and tracking took like 3 years. So a lot of times I wouldn't even sit down and write with writing a song in mind for the album. I would just write for myself, and that's usually what the instrumental tracks are. It's me writing without vocals in mind, just kind of just writing for fun. And we've always done instrumentals. Yeah, kind of because of that. It's like this song's pretty rad, and it would be stupid with vocals because it wouldn't make sense, you know. It's
Sure.
just like it's like a cool opportunity to just really show off some stuff musically and just focus on the music. Again, Metallica had instrumentals, and that's where I got that idea from. I was like, nobody does this shit. So back in the day, we always had instrumentals, but yeah, those were, I just happened to have more than usual, and they, you know, I worked on them over the course of 3 years, and I thought it'd be cool because we always do instrumentals. We always have at least 2, so we figured we'd step it up a little bit on this one, and it breaks up the album a little bit better too, I think. So
They're all great.
thanks.
Dryden, you got anything?
I would say I really like like touching on that video game stuff was interesting to me because I'm also, I mean, we've both been super nerdy NES game, and I just love the like. There's no one really doing something like that right now.
I still listen to like Mega Man soundtracks and like
Yeah, and those
Castlevania stuff
and
like
those dudes that were making those songs were listening to a lot of American rock and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a double, you know.
Yeah, it's very true. I forget who the composer is that did a lot of the shit. Anyway, it's funny you said that because like yeah, there'd be times where I'd throw on just the music, play it on YouTube, just like find like a walkthrough of a game,
Yeah,
and listen to it because it's like nostalgic and it's just fun as fuck. Like a lot of those, all the theme songs are just like fucking awesome. So
they're well
you have
composed. If you
a favorite game?
The Legend of Zelda was
Hell
was
yeah.
like top game. I'm sure everybody says that. And the
Metroid from that era is a game I love.
Metroid, I don't know if I really
I
had
was a
that.
Mega Man kid.
Mega Man,
Mega
for
Man
sure.
2.
Yeah.
Mega Man 2 soundtrack, like I have like ringtones from that. It's got so much great stuff on it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, dude, it's good stuff, man. It holds up.
And you if you played those games as a kid, it's burned into your brain because you sat and played them for hours and hours and on a loop, you know?
Yeah, you're exactly right. I don't think a lot of people understand that, but that's exactly it. Like you play NES games for fucking 8 hours a day, and then you leave it on pause overnight, and then go back to it. Or I'd go to school and leave it on pause. I'd be like, "You can't watch TV today, Mom. I gotta like." It's just and it just repeats as you play. It's just definitely burned into your brain.
So it might not even be consciously influencing you.
Exactly. But I like to, when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, it probably is a little bit of it.
Dryden, did you have anything?
No, that was it. I was just interested about that
The
NES
video game thing?
Yeah, that's one of my